With barely 2 hours to the new year, in Nigeria, some countries already crossed over to 2025, while others get ready. Defense headquarters neutralizes over 10,000 terrorists in 2024. Kano police arrest 2,425 suspects, pledge crackdown on crime in 2025. Regional Somalia government repulses IS-linked attack in north. Thank you for joining us. I'm Felicity Ezewike. It's the last day of the year 2024, and many across the world are waiting to be ushered into the year 2025, while some other countries are already in the new year. In this report, we took a look at how different nations of the world are celebrating crossover to 2025.
December 31st is widely regarded as a special day for people around the world, as it marks the final day of the year. As expected, the 31st of December 2024 is no different, with many still making last-minute preparation in anticipation of the new year. In Nigeria and many other African nations, 2025 is still hours away. But the situation is different in other parts of the world, where some countries have already stepped into the new year. This year, the island nation of Kiribati in Oceania made history by being the first country to enter 2025. The celebrations, complete with fanfare and fireworks, also marked the crossover ceremony for residents of Tonga, Samoa, and parts of New Zealand, who followed closely behind in welcoming the new year ahead of the rest of the world. After New Zealand, Tuvalu, a small Pacific nation, Australia, the Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, and New Caledonia were next in line to usher in 2025 in grand style. In no particular order, China, Thailand, Indonesia, and both South and North Korea have now stepped into 2025. While many African countries still await the crossover with excitement, some parts of Europe, particularly the United Kingdom, face a different scenario, as many fireworks festivals will be cancelled due to adverse weather conditions. As a reminder, the Earth is divided into 24 time zones, meaning that 31st of December does not arrive simultaneously around the globe. Wherever you are, from all of us here at News Central, we wish you a happy new year. See you in 2025.
Well, we're still in 2024 in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria to be precise. As Nigerians welcome the new year, our correspondents in the South took to the streets to gather people's thoughts on 2024 and their expectations for 2025. Here is what they had to say.
For many Nigerians, 2024 will definitely be a year to remember. The different events that happened in 2024 had significant effects on Nigerians both at home and abroad. Here's what Lagosians are saying about their 2024 and their resolutions for 2025.
My expectation in 2024 is high in January, but due to the way the situation of the country is, there are some things I expect me to do, but when I notice that my income is low, I need to adjust. So for 2025, I believe as we are planning towards 2025, something good is coming.
2024 has been a good year. I've had highs in 2024, some lows. I've had a lot of learning points in 2024, and I'm definitely looking out for great things in 2025.
2025, well, I want to believe it's going to be a greater year than my 2024, and I will just keep going and see how it ends.
It's been a year to learn and unlearn so many things, and 2025, I'm looking forward to new certifications, new heights in my career, and just generally doing well in life, you know.
Well, there you have it from Lagos State, Nigeria. Over to you, Austin, in Delta State.
Thank you, Bettina. In Delta State, it has also been quite an eventful year. Several activities shaped the year, leaving Deltans with something to remember and much more to look forward to. And here is what Deltans are saying.
The thing why I not like, hungry there too much for Nigeria. And I not like I'm in short. No food, no money, no food.
The year was something else, like it was a tough year though.
When Tinubu enter, I would see the worst government so far, but they pray me good though. You don't understand.
I experienced hunger, I experienced a lot of things. I experienced many things, of course. Many things, even fuel, even rice, even tomato, many things where they buy cheap before. Everything just costs now. So wait till they pray, we say this 2025, man no witness again, May 2025, past this 2024 better. May everything come down to us. We are suffering.
It's really a tough time for me, and it's really a hard time. But I believe that in every hardship, there's always a season for everything, and the season is, today is the end. And I believe as we are entering next year, we enter with a good favor, blessing, and things. We are praying for our government to keep on helping us.
This 2025 will be a tangible year in our life. It will be a testimony year. It will be a successful year. And everybody that are doing things, God will surely bless everybody. He will bless our fruit of our labor.
2025, where do they come now? Eh? You go better pass this one, where don't go now. That's my prayer.
Well, 2024 is as usual now. Like the previous years, not much difference like that, but we believe in God and everything, hoping that 2025 will be better.
Delta State and indeed the entire Niger Delta region will be looking forward to a memorable 2025. Chinwe, how has it been so far in Abia?
A whole lot has happened in Abia State in the year. And while I would have loved to run you through my own list of what I feel made the year a memorable one, I'll leave you to the people themselves to say how the year went and what they look forward to in 2025.
2024 at the moment, at least many things happened this year, but 2025 carry 2024.
Because 2024 ended in grief, my family. We had this accident that happened in Ohafia. The driver was my husband's elder brother, so it didn't end well. We are grieving. We expect that things get better because this year has been a hell to everybody. Nobody has ever found it very easy, both the rich and the poor.
2024 has been a long one. More one. By 2025, reliable at least can hear do too much. 2025 for bring home a new job.
Because a lot of people started this year with us, but they're nowhere to be found. So, sincerely speaking, I'm happy that I'm alive in the land of the living. And I'm optimistic that the coming year will be better than this year by the special grace of God. Chief, I intend to expand my business if the capital is there.
For me personally, in 2024, I got married on 3rd November. So at least I entered 2024 a single man. But I'm ending 2024 as a married man. So personally, I am looking at, by the special grace of God, becoming also 3. That's 1. Then, secondly, I had the intention of getting my own house in 2025. I have that intention. I'm planning towards it.
My major concern for 2024, the state of insecurity, the cost of living, high cost of living, and then the growing hunger in the country. Especially, you know, as we end the year, you can see that within this period, this festive period, things were cost of living rose very high to the point that most Nigerians couldn't even enjoy the Christmas. So my expectations from the federal government, state government, is to prioritize agriculture, because one of the reasons why many face hunger. And secondly, look inwardly how to tackle insecurity, especially in the northeast, then in the southeast, where a lot of killings, allegedly perpetrated by unknown gunmen. So let the southeastern governors as well come together and forge a common front in tackling insecurity.
Well, clearly, the people of Abia State are optimistic. We hope and believe that the year ahead will be a lot better than the year ending. Over to you in the studio.
Many thanks, Chinwe Ugele. In northern Nigeria, 2024 proved to be a year full of significant events. Our correspondent spoke with Nigerians about their hopes and expectations for the new year, and here's what they had to say.
Complement of the season, as you can imagine, a lot has happened here in Abuja, and the people here are hopeful for a better 2025. You don't have to take my word for it. Well, you can hear from the people what they have to say.
2024 came with a lot of ups and downs, starting with the economic crisis in Nigeria, the hike in fuel price, the food stuff, the health sector, the transport sector. It has been so hectic.
2024, I would say, is a blessing to me, because some people are crying, no food, things are hard, but for me, I'm okay. It's a blessing year for me.
2025, I pray, it is my prayer that God will make things work out for better than 2024.
Based on what we have been hearing and based on what has put in place, we heard that some of the refineries have been put in shape and will start operation very soon. So, and we pray to the Almighty Allah to be with our operator, the government, that they should look into the masses. This suffering is too much.
The year started great. We were expecting so much from the year, but it turned out that everything was on the hike and could barely afford a lot of things. But thank God we've gotten to the end of the year, and we hope for a better 2025.
Thank you from Abuja. We now head over to the Plateau. Over to you, Chizoba.
Thanks, Joshua, and welcome to the Chile Plateau. Compliments of the wonderful season. Well, Plateau has had its own very fair share of eventful happenings in the state, including our very own town hall meeting here in the city of Jos. Now let's take a look and see what people in Plateau State think about the 2024 and of course their expectation for 2025.
I don't have anything good to write about 2024. It's all about hardship everywhere. In fact, I just pray that I should not experience this 2024 in 2025. I pray that 2025 will give me a hope that I will smile, not even a smile, that I will shout, because I have cried in 2024.
We thank God that everybody got to celebrate and end the year on a happy note. There have been some mishaps, but hopefully 2025 will bring more graceful things to us all.
It has been an incredible year. Though it has its challenges, but we're able to maneuver our ways around the challenges. And with God, all things are possible. So I think we're hoping that 2025 will be more blissful than the year 2024.
2024 has been a very wonderful year for me. It has been God's favor all the way. God has seen me through, though the devil came too late, but God has been faithful. And what I'm expecting for 2025 is that more of God's favor.
2024 came like a roller coaster to me. So many things, so many ups and downs. But we thank God and we are hopeful that 2025 will come with its own blessings.
Well, the year has been wonderful. God has been faithful. And I look forward to a wonderful 2025.
From Jos, the Plateau State capital, Happy New Year, everyone. Kirawa, you may now take us to the Home of Peace.
Thank you, Chizoba. And yes, Home of Peace, that is Borno State, had it tough, especially during the flood. But I can say for sure that no matter how wet it got, the people are hopeful that 2025 will be a good year. Hear from them.
It's a game.
is a war between us. So in terms of game, climate change has scored us 2-0 because of the heat crisis that we face around April, May, June. And in September also, flooding. So this is a war between us and the climate change. So if we didn't tie our belt, put our hands on deck to mitigate it, is going to score us another goal, which will be 3-0. We have already developed our work plan for 2025 that we are going to fight climate change.
2024 na daya barayi so biyar sun shiga min gida. Ina kasuwa gashi jari ya kare ba abin yi. Mun kuma 2024 nan kuma ina roƙon Allah. In akwai wanda Allah ya shiga ran shi kuma ya taimake ni.
A cikin 2024 nan mun yi abubuwan zabe, mun shiga wani local government da kuma abubuwa da mu aka yi yawon wannan zaben. Wannan 2025 nan abin da muke tsammani insha Allah akwai abin da ake cewa law namu. Doka ce ta kundi wanda yanzu haka shekaran jiya ina gani a Gombe, gwamnan Gombe ya sa hannu, gwamnan Damaturu ya sa hannu, wanda har akwai abokina gwamnan Gombe abin wanda shine chairman na wannan commission din da kuma na Damaturu nan. To muna ga gangarawa yake yi. Gwamnatin Borno mun sa rai in Allah ya yarda wannan gwamnati mai adalci za ta sa mana hannu. Wannan kudirin nan shine abin da muke bukata a 2025 mu samu moriyan wannan kudirin saboda wannan dokan har kafin wani na kashashe da nan gaba ga a haife shi. In
2024, I planned to marry, but it did not work out for me because of the economic challenge and financial issues too as well. So in 2025, I have set up more strategies on how to achieve that, to make sure that I settle down by 2025 because age is not on my side.
Well, we certainly hope that the year 2025 will be the year we hope for, with much more goodies. It's back to you in the studios.
Interesting comments there. Thank you very much, Umar Kirawa. Coming up, Defense Headquarters neutralizes over 10,000 terrorists in 2024. We have details for you after the break. Do join us again. If you've just joined us, you're watching Tonight. A reminder of our top stories. With barely 2 hours to the new year in Nigeria, some countries already crossed over to 2025, while others get ready. Defense Headquarters neutralizes over 10,000 terrorists in 2024. Kano police arrest 2,425 suspects, pledge crackdown on crime in 2025. And regional government, Somalia government, repulses IS-linked attack in north. Glad you're still with us. To security matters now. Nigeria's Defense Headquarters says that its troops eliminated over 10,000 terrorists across the country in the course of its operations in 2024. Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, while giving an update on military operations carried out in the last 12 months, warned terrorist leaders and their collaborators to turn a new leaf as troops will leave no stone unturned in their quest to restore peace to troubled communities. Amadine Uyi reports.
It was an overview of the war against terrorism for the year 2024. The director of the Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, says that the nation faced several insecurity challenges which took its toll on citizens across the country.
Over the last 12 months, we were confronted by several threats across the country. And these threats ranged from armed banditry to kidnapping for ransom, to crude oil theft, to violent extremism, insurgency, as well as terrorism, among others.
General Buba says that much has been achieved in the course of the year, and over 10,000 terrorists have been eliminated.
During the year, we neutralized over 10,937 terrorists. We arrested over 12,538 of them, while rescuing over 7,063 rescued hostages. Troops eliminated over 1,000 notable terrorist leaders, as well as their replacements. Persons like Bello Turji, take it from me, is merely a dead man walking.
He assured that troops will not relent in ensuring that citizens are safe and that law and order is restored back to troubled communities in the country.
We will not hesitate to defend the country from terror attacks with overwhelming military force in order to continue to deliver tangible benefits for all Nigerians to see and witness.
General Buba adds that troops operating in the South-South region denied an estimated oil theft amounting to over 68 billion naira. In Abuja for News Central, I am Amadine Uyi.
Command says that a total of 2,425 suspected criminals were arrested in the year 2024 in the state. The Commissioner of Police there made this known in Kano, the state capital, while giving an update on efforts by the command to ensure that it reads the state of criminal elements. News Central's Emmanuel Bagudu reports.
Kano is the second most populous state in Nigeria, located in the northwest of the country and one of Nigeria's most active economic hubs. It, however, faces its own challenges of insecurity, illicit drug use, armed robbery, burglary, vandalism, and many others. The state, which shares borders with the neighboring states of Katsina, Kaduna, Jigawa, and Bauchi, also has to contend with the challenges of banditry and terrorism. For the State Police Command, the year 2024 has also been eventful and busy for its personnel.
At the beginning of the year, there were security challenges across the 44 local government of the state, including threat of infiltrations of bandits, kidnapping and armed robbery along the villages in 17 front-line border LG of the state, bordering Kaduna, Katsina, Jigawa, and Bauchi states.
The police commissioner says that the police also contended with local thugs known as Yandaba, which has been a menace to residents.
By the end of the day, they were coming out from the prison. And that's when they started all over again. Resurgence of thuggery, Daba in bracket activities, drug abuse and other violent crimes within the 8th local government in Kano Metropolis. And also report of farmers, herders clashes at 19 FGA that are neither at the border nor the metropolis. From 1st January to 31st December 2024, a total of 2,425 suspects were arrested with recovery of firearms, dangerous weapons.
The police chief says that the successful strategy which achieved remarkable results will be sustained in 2025. In Kano for News Central, I am Emmanuel Bagudu.
Away from that, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has presented staff of office and certificates to 4 newly recognized monarchs in the state. Among the honorees is Mujahid Asari Dokubo, a former Niger Delta freedom fighter from Kalahari extraction of the state. He was recognized as His Royal Highness, the Amanyanabo of Torusarama Piri, in the Degema Local Government Area of the state. Others are Winston Oputibeya as the Amanyanabo of Koniju in the Okrika Local Government Area, Eze Noble Uwoh as the Eze Igbu-Ehuda IV in the Ahoada-East Local Government Area, Prince Ike Ehie as the Eze Igbu Orilukwoe, also in the Ahoada-East Local Government Area of the state. The event held at the River State Government House in Port Harcourt on Tuesday.
In terms of this recognition this evening, it's not for personal aggrandizement, but for service. It is a call, a responsibility to help us protect life and property in your domain. I don't want you to see this elevation as another platform to create problems in your locality. It's important to us. We have the power to still withdraw this recognition, but I don't intend to do that. So I want you to be partners to the government and to ensure that we continue to succeed.
At the beginning of the year, President Bola Tinubu promised to fight corruption in 2024. To achieve this, the president, in October 2023, replaced the chairman of the EFCC. We'll now take a look at the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission's one-year progress under the leadership of its executive chairman, Ola Olukoyede. Bernard Akede reports.
October 31st, 2024, the EFCC held a media conference to commemorate Ola Olukoyede's 1 year in office as chairman of the commission. Speaking through the Director of Public Affairs, Winston Oputibeya, the EFCC highlighted its action-packed and result-loaded year, which it says reinforces its commitment to tackling economic and financial crimes.
The essence of the mandate is to move Nigeria forward. And I made known my 3 policy objectives. Number 1, to use the instrumentality of this work to stimulate the economy, which is what is done anywhere anti-corruption works anywhere in the world. You can't be fighting corruption and your economy is not diving.
In his 1 year as EFCC chairman, beginning from October 18, 2023 to October 18, 2024, the commission has charged 4 former governors to court for alleged corruption. Among the notable prosecutions are Yaya Bello, former governor of Kogi State, facing charges totaling over 190 billion naira, including money laundering and criminal breach of trust. Darius Ishaku, former governor of Taraba State, charged alongside Bello Yero for misappropriation of 27 billion naira. Abdul Latif Ahmed, former governor of Kwara State, accused of laundering 10 billion naira alongside a former commissioner of finance. Willie Obiano, former governor of Anambra State, arranged for the alleged mismanagement of 4 billion naira. And most recently, former Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, who was arrested and is being investigated for the alleged diversion of 1.3 trillion naira in state funds. These high-profile arrests have fueled the EFCC's claim of progress. However, critics argue that focusing on former governors, particularly Yaya Bello, does little to address the deep-rooted corruption that persists across Nigeria.
I do not consider the Yaya Bello case with the EFCC a triumph for the EFCC in their fight against corruption. The EFCC, in the case against Yaya Bello, came across as a personal fight, like a vendetta, almost like a persecution. There was an unnecessary obsession with detaining him. There was an unnecessary obsession showing that they can get him in. I think that is silly. The EFCC of the future, I believe, should be more, and I've said this elsewhere, it should be more forensic and less Rambo. The EFCC is called economic and financial crime. Economic and financial crime are not done with guns, they're done with pens and computers. So why do you have to investigate it or arrest it with guns and locking up people?
A 2023 report by the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics revealed that Nigerians paid 721 billion naira in cash bribes to public officials. Corruption in public institutions, many say, is just as critical as prosecuting former leaders. Furthermore, Transparency International's 2023 Corruption Perception Index ranked Nigeria as the 145th least corrupt nation out of 180 countries, far behind nations like Denmark, the least corrupt, while Somalia remains the most corrupt.
The reason why corruption continues to thrive is that we're treating just a part of corruption. We're treating the moral, criminal side of corruption. A broader view at corruption, I've written and delivered the paper elsewhere called The Anatomy of Corruption. If you want to look at corruption very well, you have to look at the sociological, economical side and managerial side, the administration that lets corruption thrive.
Politically exposed persons should not go anywhere near our judiciary. Politically exposed persons should not go anywhere near EFCC. The reason why you see some of these things happening today, where EFCC wants to carry out an operation and Yabelo already has a hint before the operation happens, is because go and look at the recruitment process for EFCC in the last 10 years. It's politicians, senators, House of Reps, they bring their children, their cousin, they bring a list.
In the words of François Valérian, chair of Transparency International, corruption will continue to thrive until justice systems can punish wrongdoing and keep governments in check. Leaders must fully invest in and guarantee the independence of institutions that uphold the law and tackle corruption. It is time to end impunity for corruption. As the EFCC moves forward into 2025, the hope remains for a corruption-free Nigeria, one where justice is fair, institutions are independent, and impunity is a thing of the past. In Lagos for News Central, I'm Bernard Akedi.
Thank you, Bernard. To put this into some perspective, we're joined by legal practitioner Justice Ojiono. Justice, thank you for joining us. What metrics?
It's my pleasure.
What metrics or key performance indicators should be used to assess the effectiveness of anti-corruption initiatives for 2024 under the Tinubu administration?
Okay, for me, I think that some of the yardsticks are the number of convictions that they are banding. For me, I'm actually not impressed because their convictions usually, especially in recent times, if you check their history, it's just 2 governors that have been convicted so far by the EFCC, and within that period, we've had hundreds of governors, and a lot of them do no longer enjoy the Section 308 immunity again. So I do not see any reason why they ought not to have been used as examples. So major metric is the number of convictions that they have been able to score. But again, if we use that even as a metric, we will check that most of the people that they say that they have convicted are plea bargain people, and sometimes it's just people who stole very, very little, and it is not the big fish and big wigs of our society. So that's majorly. If people see that these people are actually charged and they are indeed convicted, especially the big ones, that's another yardstick that people can use to say, okay, indeed, EFCC is actually working. So far, with what I've seen so far, I do not think that on a continuum, I still will not score them above 3. They have potential to actually do much more if they dig their heels in and if they are committed to their commission.
What are some of the challenges in measuring the impact of anti-corruption policies on reducing illicit financial flows and money laundering?
Okay, I think that there are major challenges, what Mr. Deji Adeoju already said, which is the mode of appointment of these people. If their mode of appointment, just like the mode of appointing judges into our judiciary, if it remains the way it is, it's going to perpetually be a weak institution. That's number one. Number two is what is the political will that is behind the EFCC? We can see that the political will to actually allow them carry out their work as they ought to
is almost not there. And we can see that in the way Yahaya Bello was treated. Yes, I also, with due respect what Professor Kila said on this issue, but I may have to defy a bit by saying that, yes, after the forensics have actually been completed, and invitation has been sent to Yahaya Bello, is he not supposed to honor the invitation? We even had a situation where the court ordered for him to make himself available. He still defied the courts. He defied the courts. It was at his own will and at his own whim that he now presented himself. And then that was a huge slap on our law enforcement. It was a total disgrace. So we should support with political will. We should support with trainings. We should also let EFCC officers know that they have to be professional in the way they handle criminal suspects. We must remember that they enjoy Section 36(5) right, which is their right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. It is not for EFCC officials to start slapping, kicking, which is what we've seen repeatedly on camera. That's even the ones that made it to the cameras. What of the ones that we see, we that are coming, some of our clients to EFCC, we see the way they treat the clients, we see the way that we are even treated, because sometimes we are accompanying people to their various formations, and they start treating us as though we too we are corrupt. So these are some of the things that we think that they should be done. We also think that as much as possible they should be funded. We also think that as much as possible, EFCC itself, they should have bodies, they should have independent people watching over them. The amount that they've been able to recover so far should not be reluted, because these are some of the things that we see in practice. These are serious issues that I think that if they are treated, EFCC will be a much better law enforcement agent.
A lot more work ahead for them, I guess. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you.
Still ahead, regional Somalia government repulses IS-linked attack in north. We'll tell you more when we come back. Do join us again. Militants in Somalia launched an attack in the semi-autonomous Puntland state in the north of the country. Local officials reported on Tuesday the assailants were linked to the Islamic State group, which maintains a relatively small but growing presence in Somalia compared to the Al-Qaeda-affiliated Al-Shabaab. Experts have warned of increasing activity from the Islamic State group in recent months. The attack began on Tuesday morning when militants detonated a vehicle loaded with explosives, initiating an assault on local forces. This incident occurred just days after the government announced plans to mobilize a major force to combat the Islamic State group in the northern region. Let's head on now to our business desk for today's update.
Business news in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
Cocoa and coffee emerged as the top-performing commodities of 2024 for the second consecutive year, propelled by global supply shortages. Cocoa prices surged nearly threefold to a record $12,931 per metric ton in New York, driven by lower production in West Africa due to dry weather, crop diseases, and smuggling. Coffee also saw historic highs, with Brazil's severe drought impacting supply. Conversely, steelmaking coal suffered Conversely, steelmaking coal suffered the steepest losses, weighed down by China's sluggish economic growth. Analysts anticipate global trade tensions and Donald Trump's tariff threats to dominate the 2025 commodities landscape. While a strong dollar and gold safe haven appeal may boost precious metals, oil prices are projected to remain subdued due to oversupply for a third consecutive year. In 2024, agricultural commodities saw mixed fortunes as Malaysian palm oil futures rebounded with a 20% gain. This was fueled by Indonesia's biodiesel mandate and adverse weather. Similarly, Tokyo rubber futures soared 42% due to crop-threatening weather conditions. In contrast, soybeans, corn, and wheat faced ample supplies, leading to losses. However, wheat prices might see an uptick in 2025 due to warmer weather in Russia, potentially reducing output. Meanwhile, Brazil, a top soybean exporter, is set for record supplies in 2025, potentially addressing rising Chinese demand amidst a possible trade war with Washington. Crude oil and bulk metals faced challenges in 2024, with China's property crisis dampening demand in the world's top commodities buyer. Brent and West Texas Intermediate crude could post a third consecutive annual decline in 2025 as supply outstrips a rebound in demand growth, analysts have said, although Trump's policies on major producers like Russia and Iran could curb supply. Iron ore dropped 15% in 2024, with further declines expected as supply outpaces demand. Conversely, gold and silver soared over 25%, poised for continued gains amid U.S. rate cuts and central bank purchases. Meanwhile, copper and aluminium ended higher, bolstered by tight supplies, energy transitions, and China's stimulus efforts. And that's all on Business News. I am Lekon on Obanjo.
Business News in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
Let's now get the latest in sports from our sports desk.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile.
In the world of sport, Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has announced plans by the state government to construct a state-of-art boxing arena in Abeokuta in honor of former unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. Abiodun also announced that the two-time former world heavyweight champion will light the National Sport Festival torch for the Gateway Games scheduled for May 2025. The governor made this known when he hosted Joshua in his office recently. Governor Abiodun said the state was proud of the boxer's achievement on the world stage and would support his career in every way it could. He also promised that the state would give Joshua a brand new house in his ancestral home in Shagamu. Governor Abiodun also urged Joshua to explore ways of supporting the state in the areas of sports development by working alongside with stakeholders in the state. In response, Joshua expressed his gratitude for the honor and pledged to promote Ogun State globally by highlighting his talent pool. Nine-time Nigeria Premier Football League champions Enyimba FC's winless streak stretched to 13 matches in all competition following a goalless draw against Bendel Insurance at home in Aba. The draw marks the club's worst run in history, doubling their previous record of the longest period without a win. Enyimba have not tested victory since their 3-0 victory over Katsina United in early October. This poor run of form stands as the worst in the history of the Nigerian league for any league champion. The match was new manager Stanley Eguma's first match in charge after the club fired Yemi Olarinwaju last weekend. Former Super Eagles striker and AFCON 2013 winner Brown Ideye made his debut for Enyimba in the goalless encounter, marking his return to the Nigeria Premier Football League nearly 17 years after his last appearance. Speaking afterwards, he was optimistic about the team's future despite the ongoing challenges.
It was good, I was expecting to enter early in the game, but I would say that the coach knows better. So far, it's good. I think we still have a lot to learn. The league is still young. This is just the first round coming to an end, so we still have second round. We have to work together as a team and make sure we correct our mistakes, which is it's hard for us to win. We have to make sure we work in front of goal and give the team the best to make sure we come out with a good result.
And finally in sport, Kenya's Beatrice Chebet set a new women's 5-kilometer world record at the Costa del Narcis in Barcelona on Tuesday, clocking 30 minutes 54 seconds. This remarkable performance shattered her own previous record of 14 minutes 13 seconds set at the same race last year and made her the first woman to run under 14 minutes for the 5-kilometer race. The 24-year-old Chebet has had an incredible year, including doubling gold at the Paris Olympics in the 5,000 and 10,000 meter races, breaking the 29-minute barrier in the latter. She also won the World Cross Country Championship in Belgrade. Despite her achievement, Chebet was controversially overlooked in the World Athletics Year-End Awards. Her Barcelona victory cements her status as one of the greatest female distance runners in history. And that's it in the world of sport. I am Onyinyechi Obaro.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile.
Up next is entertainment.
Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
Now in entertainment tonight. Olamide's Carpe Diem has officially hit a staggering 200 million streams, marking a monumental milestone in the Nigerian music scene, especially for rap. The album released in 2020 showcases the Afrobeats star's knack for blending catchy beats with hard-hitting lyrics, and it's clear that fans are still vibing to the sounds of Infinity, Loading, and the rest of the chart-topping tracks. This achievement further cements Olamide's dominance in the African music industry and reinforces the global influence of Afrobeats. Olamide isn't the only artist hitting impressive streaming numbers across the globe. Stars are raking up massive numbers. Wizkid, another Afrobeat legend, surpassed 1 billion, while Burna's Twice as Tall earned critical acclaim and more. Meanwhile, international superstars like Drake and BTS continue to set the bar even higher, as much as 50 billion streams. As the digital age propels African music to new heights, Olamide's Carpe Diem serves as a testament to the genre's growing global reach. It's not just a win for Olamide, but for Afrobeats as a whole, signaling that artists from the African continent are consistently breaking records and shaping the future of pop music worldwide. Now in film, the digital release of Wicked's streaming edition has arrived with a bang, offering fans more than just the original soundtrack. Along with the classic show-stopping numbers like Defying Gravity and Popular, the new release features bonus content that includes behind-the-scenes footage, exclusive cast interviews, and a never-before-seen live performance. This expanded version of the iconic musical is creating a buzz, offering fans a deeper dive into the making of one of Broadway's most beloved productions. What's even more exciting is that the digital drop opens up a whole new world of possibilities for Wicked. With streaming platforms like Disney Plus and Netflix embracing live performances and exclusive content, this could be a start of a trend where Broadway shows are not only accessible, but continuously updated with bonus materials. Given the soaring popularity of musicals in pop culture, Wicked's digital re-release could spark an era of virtual theater experiences, giving fans access to live shows, rehearsals, and more. With Wicked's digital release, the future looks incredibly bright. The success of streaming musicals like Hamilton and The Prom shows that audiences are hungry for high-quality live theater in their homes. With a massive global fan base and the allure of exclusive content, Wicked could very well become the next big thing in digital streaming, continuing its reign as a cultural phenomenon and paving the way for even more Broadway shows to follow suit.
Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
To wrap up tonight, a quick recap of our top stories. With barely 2 hours to the new year in Nigeria, some countries have already crossed over to 2025, while others are getting ready. Defense headquarters says it has neutralized over 10,000 terrorists in 2024. Kano police have arrested 2,425 suspects, pledged crackdown on crime in 2025. We also brought you news that regional Somalia government has repulsed IS-linked attack in north. You can always watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times channel 274, Avo TV, and on YouTube.